All right. So we are going to be talking today about volume. And again, I am going to share my screen. I did a presentation, and Carla, you'll let me know. You're going to be like my moderator, Carla, in terms of letting me know if how I explained this was good, because I put in a lot of effort into this. And so just want to make sure. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can you guys see my screen, the full slide? Perfect. Okay. So understanding team volume so you can grow your passive income. And so again, talking about passive income. And so what, let's see, here we go. Exactly what is passive income? So in a sense, you know, when we think about passive income, residual income, that is income that is being generated essentially while you sleep. It's income that is separate from the income that you would bring in via, let's say, with a customer and commission. And so this has to do with whether or not you work the business. For example, if we take a week off of vacation and we don't do anything, we would still bring in a certain income for the week. That is what the idea of passive income, residual income is. Does that make sense to you guys? Kind of what passive, and people, typical things are like people who, you know, get rental properties and they have rent coming in, and it's like, you know, it's just money that you don't actually have to work for once it's already starting to flow in. Okay, so in our organization, the way that you really open up that potential for that passive income is with Emerald Rank. So why don't you explain to them what Emerald Rank is?
So Emerald Rank is achieved whenever, as a coach, you actually sign up 2 coaches under you. So you, as a coaches, you bring on 2 more people, that makes you Emerald. And at that moment, this is when you start to earn some points, and you also start to earn money as soon as you get to that ranking.
So yeah, so I would say that in terms of it's you plus 2, and I have this diagram here so that you guys can understand that the way that our organization works is that we have a left side and we have a right side. And whenever you hear one of us talking about that left leg, right leg, this is what we're referring to, is the fact that the way we are a binary organization, binary meaning 2, bi, so we have 2 legs in our organization. And so like Luke was saying, in order to be an active coach, you need to personally bring on 2 coaches. One needs to be placed on your left leg and one needs to be placed on your right leg. And if you guys have any questions throughout any of this, please put the questions in the comments. I'm going to expect questions. I should get questions, but if not, and I'll answer them at the end. And so like Luke was saying, what's the benefit is like we essentially get to open the potential for the team cycle bonus. And then you also get the potential of being able to work towards carryover volume, as well as being eligible for customer leads and eligible for Success Club leads. Now, what are customer leads? Customer leads are, let's say somebody logs into beachbody.com and buys a product without a coach. What Beachbody does is every single person who logs on and purchases something without a coach, they distribute in this customer program. Does that make sense? So you get free leads when you are an Emerald Rank and you're hitting Success Club. You're eligible for that. The Success Club leads is anyone who goes in and orders Shakeology. So it's different. So it's not just a product, now it's Shakeology. So they go in and they go to Shakeology.com and they order without a coach. Now Beachbody knows the benefit of having a coach, so they distribute that kind of random person to other coaches in the network. So that is the Success Club leads. And so that is someone, for example, that if they go online and they purchase something, let's say they bought Shakeology, you will automatically get that commission as well. Even if you did not sign them up or whatever, Beachbody will give you that commission for that initial purchase, as well as any other purchase after that they make. So the idea of Emerald Rank, and we just wanted to kind of touch upon this, is that the aim is that every single month we look to help 2 people. You know, signing up those 2 coaches, getting 2 people involved, and then essentially we take those 2 people and we help them get 2 people. And that is That is what we do, you know, at its simplest way to explain what we do. And if you guys can always remember that, just, you know, find 2 people and help them find 2 people, and that's it, and repeat. You know, that is the goal. You know, usually when people start thinking about Diamond and Ruby, they start thinking about, you know, 12 coaches. That gets too complicated. If you always just follow with the idea of, I need to find 2 people, and then I need to help those 2 people find 2 people. If you just stick with that mindset, it's very simple in that sense, as opposed to thinking, gosh, I need to find 12, 14, 16 people. Like, this is really, I don't know how I'm going to find that many people. But the idea is that find 2 people and help those 2 people find 2 people. Okay. So team volume, and this is something I need you guys to understand. Team volume is separate from your personal sales. It's separate from your personal sales as a coach, as a customer. Team volume is separate from your personal sales that you get from your customers. Okay, does that make sense? And so the idea is that we have team volume, and we're going to get a certain income from that. And then we have whatever sales come from our customers, and we get 25% commission from any sale that comes from a customer. So if anyone signs up, if we sell all access to a customer and then they continue to get Shakeology, for example, we're going to be getting 25% commission of that monthly Shakeology. That is separate from the team volume. So I just want to make that distinction here because that's an important distinction. And so what happens is that when you sign up a coach, for example, you no longer, you know, if you sign up a coach, that coach may order Shakeology, right? You would hope that they continue to order Shakeology. When they order Shakeology, you do not get the 25% commission, okay? The same way a customer would get it. What you get and what you benefit from is the volume that Shakeology order produces, okay? And again, like I said, for some of you guys, this may be a little bit more complicated, but it's important to start hearing these terms and start understanding this. So anyone who is a coach under you, you do not benefit from them in the terms of like the 25% commission, and you benefit from them in volume. Okay, so understanding team volume. So team volume is generated by the sales of the coaches in the left and right legs of your entire downline organization, regardless of depth. And what they mean by that is, regardless of if you brought on that coach or not, if they are under you in those 2 legs, you're going to benefit from anything that they produce. So this is why, for example, and this, I'm not going to go deep into this, but this is why, for example, we really encourage coaches to sign up their spouse right away, because their spouse, or whatever their spouse account is going to be, is going to benefit from the entire growth that happens, you know, after they sign up. So it's the sooner you get someone into the tree, the sooner you get someone involved in the team that holds their spot, and they're going to be able to benefit from all the volume that's under them. So what ends up happening is that when the accumulated team volume totals 300, and the idea is that you get 100 from one side and 200 volume points from the other side, that equals a cycle, okay? And so that cycle is what, you know, we're going to be talking about today and explaining a little bit more. And then for whatever reason, and then what happens is that if there's any remaining volume, let's say there's 50 that are left over because you need that 100 and 200 on each side, if you deduct and at one point you get to one point and you only have 50, let's say, on the side that you need the 100 from, it's not going to cycle. And so then what ends up happening is that your volume will carry over to the next week, and it'll add on to the next week so that you can eventually cycle on that. I will say that when it comes to carryover volume, the minute you lose your emerald rank, you lose all your carryover volume, okay? That's important to understand. And I'll tell you, like Luke, for example, has like 200,000 carryover volume. And if he ever lost his rank, it would just wipe out. And so that's essentially money being left on the table, Okay, so that's why we always keep his rank, because we want to, not only for that we can bring in that team cycle bonus, but because we don't want to lose that carryover volume. So this is a diagram to explain a little bit about the legs and what happens, because I think a lot of coaches get confused about this. The idea that, okay, who is this person that's under me? I don't understand, and how does that person contribute to me? So I used colors here, hopefully to help you understand. And I'm going to explain these colors to you. And then I have a question at the bottom that I want you guys to put into the message box, or I'm going to call on someone what the answer is. And so the idea essentially is that here is you. You are pink, okay? And anyone that you bring on that's a personally sponsored coach is going to be pink. Okay, so what ends up happening, like I said, the first time you sign up somebody, you have to put somebody on your left leg and you have to put somebody on your right leg. That is that. Now, the next time you want to sign someone up, you're going to have to put them on one of those legs. Now, let's say, for example, this personally sponsored coach who's in pink signs up her mother and her boyfriend. They are in blue. Okay, they are the blue coaches. And so she also has a left leg and a right leg. Now, as you can see, this outside leg, what ends up happening is that if I decide I need to sign up another coach, I have to put that other coach under this coach's coach. And so if I'm this coach right here, let's say this coach right here looks at her downline, she's going to see this blue coach, and then she'll see the additional pink coach that I have. What ends up happening is that anything that is produced downline from you, so this coach right here, let's say this pink coach right here, anything anything that this blue coaches sells or produces or brings on the team, anything that this pink coach brings on or sells or produces, or let's say she ends up sponsoring 1,000 coaches, this pink coach up here is going to benefit from all of this growth, irregardless of whether or not she brought them on. Okay. And so that is why. And so on this side, for example, this coach, she brought on 2 coaches and they're in yellow. And so the idea, and the way that I put this in colors, is the idea is that this coach signed up another coach, for example, in yellow, before I had a chance to put a coach on that side. And so you see that I had to place it down from her. And so what ends up happening is that these 2 coaches in yellow are going to benefit from anything that this pink coach produces. Okay? And so this is the idea of the legs and how we essentially grow. Now, my question to you is that when it comes to rank, for example, when I said you need to be an emerald rank and an emerald coach, you need 2 coaches. The idea is that it needs to be 2 personally sponsored coaches. And so it has to be someone that you bring on. Even if you see a pink coach over here, a yellow coach, for example, if they're not your coach that you brought on, they do not qualify for your ranking. So my question to you is, how many coaches does this pink coach have in this diagram? That is her personally sponsored coaches.
Sure.
That count towards her ranking. How many coaches does she have? Let me see numbers. I'm looking at numbers. So remember, we're talking about the pink coach. How many of her coaches are in the downline that are specifically hers? Which I told you that her coaches are going to be pink, that she brought on.
4.
4, yeah. Who was that? Who said 4? You're correct. Yep, 4. So you'll see 1 here, 1 here, 1 all the way down here under these 2 other coaches, and 1 here. So these are going to be personally sponsored coaches of this coach. They would qualify towards her rank. Okay? And then even though these other 2 coaches are here in between, this coach, for example, will benefit from the volume on this side and will benefit from the volume downline from her. So that's the idea between left legs and right legs. And the idea is that when it comes to volume, in order to cycle, you need to have 200, at least 200 on one side and 100 on the other side. Now, you guys have heard us talk about weak leg and strong legs, correct? When we talk about that, all we are referring to is whichever side has more volume. And sometimes it can flip. Like, for example, if for whatever reason, let's say this month, this right leg is the one that's producing the most volume, they're going to become the strong leg. They're going to be the stronger leg. Let's say 5 months from now, all of a sudden this left leg is producing more volume because they got some really top recruiters and they're like taking off, then this left leg will be the stronger leg. The reason why we talk about strong and weak is that 200 comes from the stronger leg, which is the one that has the most points, and 100 would come from the weaker leg, which has the lesser amount of the points. And so that's the reason why, you know, one of the main reasons why we refer to that terminology. Okay, so how much is a cycle? And so this is also, you know, important to understand is that, I just wanted to, somebody is talking who is not muted. One second. There we go. Okay, how much is a cycle? So a cycle depends on what rank you are. And so for an emerald rank, each cycle is $14. For a ruby rank, each cycle is $16. And for a diamond rank, each cycle is $18. Okay, so every single time you're able to create that 300 with 100 coming from one side and 200 coming from the other side, you get to make a cycle. And depending on your rank, that cycle will be a certain amount. So obviously, one of the main reasons why we say get to diamond rank is that you're getting paid more for your time, right? You're getting more bang for your buck in a sense, as opposed to getting $14 per cycle, you are now earning $18 per cycle. Now, when it comes to how much you can earn in a week, there are maxes of how much you can earn in terms of this residual income, passive income per week. And this has to do by rank as well. So for example, as an emerald rank, the max that you can earn is $250 per week from this aspect of our income. As a ruby, you can earn up to $1,000. As a diamond, you can earn up to $2,000 per week. And it says here, potential weekly earnings. 1 star, 3,000, 2 star, 4,000, and it keeps rising the more star diamond that a person is. And so this is important because, for example, Luke, there are times when Luke will have enough team cycles that he actually makes more than 250, but unfortunately, we max out at 250, so whatever is made above that, we lose that money, which is actually kind of sucks. And so we run into that a lot. You know, sometimes he'll make $300, but because he's currently an emerald rank, it maxes out at that 250. And so and if he makes $300 in cycles, we only get paid the 250 max. So we lose 50 bucks. And so that you can imagine that can be, if you have a large team under you, why, you know, getting to diamond can be beneficial if you're maxing out at that rank. So keeping that in mind. So the team cycles, you can max out depending on your rank. So one thing I wanted you guys to be familiar with is the idea that I don't know if you guys have taken notice of the fact that our products have that PV, right? They have that PV listed there. Every single time that you make a purchase or you sell a product, there is volume associated with that product. There are 2 numbers for each product. You have your PV, which is your personal volume, and you have your TV, T as in Tom, for your team volume. Okay, and some of you may not know this, but this is true. And so every product has a TV number and a PV, personal volume number. When it comes to this number here, the personal volume is only used to determine your active status as a coach, okay? It does not contribute towards your team volume. It does not. So whenever people are buying Shakeology, for example, this is not what's being added up in the downline. It's not the PV, it's the team volume. And so what I wanted to show you here is that team volume is calculated different for each product. So you'll see here, for example, the 3-day refresh and Shakeology challenge pack. This over here lists the PV, which is 135. And then you notice over here this TV, which is 45. That TV is what gets calculated through all the coaches, all of everything that's produced in the downline. And that is the volume that's used to calculate your team cycle bonus. Okay? You guys understand that? That there's 2 points for every product that we sell. There's 2 values. There's the PV and the TV. And so the 45 is used to calculate the team volume. So I actually wanted to show you guys this because this is important, because you'll see here that our goal as a team is to produce volume. And as you'll see here, there's 10-day, the 3-day refresh, the 21-day fix extreme, whether you sell the boost, whether you sell the performance line, whether you sell the containers, everything has volume associated with it. And so our goal as a team should be to always be looking to increase our total volume, increasing our volume. So I don't want you guys thinking, for example, that if you can't sell a challenge pack to a client, that is where you should stop in helping them. Okay? Is that clear? Like, I want you guys to understand that if someone says they cannot afford a challenge pack, then maybe they can afford just the all access for $99. That will still give you volume. You will still earn commission on that. Maybe they want to buy Energize and they don't want Shakeology. Maybe they're super tired and they need a pre-workout to go to the gym, right? Do not make yourself a one-trick pony, right? Don't make yourself someone that only sells challenge packs and thinks that if you don't sell challenge packs, you're not helping someone and you're not being successful. Because this is a misconception that a lot of coaches get. And you guys may think, I've had this misconception. If I don't sell a challenge pack, then I'm not successful. Or I'm not, if I don't hit Success Club, I'm not successful. Remember, it's about meeting the customer and the client where they are. And if they can only afford all access or the performance line or the boost or the containers, that is where you should meet them. Because at the end of the day, every single one of our products has volume. And what I actually wanted to show you was where we actually have a product guide, which I think is really good for you guys to see. So I'm going to show you really quickly how you find that. For example, is you go to your online office, you click on My Business, you go to My Forms and Documents, you click on that, and you scroll down to where it says Product Forms. And you click on Team Beachbody Price List and Product Links Form. And this, guys, tells you, this is where I took that diagram from, and it shows you all of the products here with their associated PV and TV, as well as their prices, and this is all of our products that we sell. So for example, let's go down to, Shakeology. I'm gonna go down to Shakeology down here, right here. So Shakeology is right here. It's really small, so you guys can trust me on this. But the one thing about Shakeology and some of our performance line, which is really nice, is that the PV and the TV are the same. So the personal volume is 90 and the team volume is 90. But what I really want you guys to see is how everything that we sell has volume associated with it. So remember, if our goal is to help as many people and connect them with as many of our products, our goal as a team should be to really be improving our volume, because again, the better that we all do, the more that the more that you're going to have the potential to earn that passive income. Okay. So if you guys, I think this is a good thing. I think a lot of people don't know about this. And so this, again, is under your forms, and it gives you a list of all of the products, all of the associated volume with those products. So again, I brought back my little diagram here. So like I said, let's say, for example, you are an Emerald coach, which is why you're green here. And now you're able to benefit from the team cycle. And let's say everything that was produced in this left side of the family, it equated to 3,896 for the week. Okay. This is what it equated to. This was people bought Shakeology. They sold, challenge packs. They sold boosts. They sold containers. Maybe coaches got their auto shipments. So every single time the auto shipments go through, we get volume. My thing is downstairs. So all on the left side was 3,896, and on the right side was 2,062. Okay. So that is the volume that was produced. And so now you're an Emerald coach, and you get to benefit from the team cycle bonus. So here it is. This is where I'm gonna break it down for you. So like I said, the left leg, I told you, I wrote it up here, has 3,896. The right leg has 2,062. You look at your two numbers and you take whichever one is less, and that's the one you're gonna divide by 100, and whichever one is more, you're gonna divide that by 200. That's gonna tell you the cycles. Ideally, they should be around the same, and then in terms of what you're going to use to calculate what your potential income will be, you have to use the lesser of the cycles because we're limited by the lesser amount, okay? So let's say, for example, like I said here, so 19 cycles hypothetically. So this coach, 19 cycles at $14 as an emerald, remember I told you $14 per cycle, they're gonna make 266. But again, like I told you, we cap out at an emerald rank at 250. So they're gonna cap out at 250 and they're gonna lose $16, okay? Because they're not a higher rank. Does that make sense? And so let's say, for example, they are a Ruby coach. Ruby coaches get $16. So they're gonna earn a little bit more for those 19 cycles at $304. Let's say they're a diamond coach at $18. They're gonna earn a little bit more at $342. So those are the cycles, okay? And that's how you would calculate that. So where do you find your weekly volume? And you guys, this is one thing I want you guys to do today. Go take a look at this and go see where you are in your volume. So when you log in to your Beachbody site, your coach online office, you guys are familiar with the screen where it tells you where the Success Club points are. Down here in the little corner is your volume for the week. This is your weekly volume, okay? And this is where I found, and you'll even see these are actually the same numbers. This is where I found the numbers that I used to put here, the 3896 and the 2062. I literally went to my page today and I looked, and that's what these numbers say right here, because that is my current weekly volume right now. And then the volume, and so this is where you would click. So you would click and you would click where it says volume details. You would click on there, and then that's gonna take you to this page. And the way that this page is read is that every line is a week, okay? Every line is 7 days. So this 5,623 and 3,050 was my last week's volume for the week in terms of from the downline, okay? So this is this week's 3896, 2062, and this will continue to grow until Wednesday night. Wednesday night is highest for your volume because that is the end of our pay period, okay? You know how our pay periods go Thursday to Thursday. So whatever we accumulate up until Wednesday night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time, that goes towards our volume for the week. So if people are selling or they're buying or whatever on Wednesdays, that all gets put in for the weekly volume. So this is where, and so again, the way you find this is you go to your coach online office, you click on volume details. It's also listed right here, and you're looking at left leg volume, right leg volume, and it's gonna take you to this page, and it's the same idea. So you wanna make $250 to $500 in a month, okay? That was what I told you guys I was gonna show you. So we're gonna reverse engineer it. That's what we're going to do. So if $250, if you wanna make $250 for the month, essentially, you're going to need $14. First of all, you're gonna need to be an emerald rank, and then you're going to earn $14 per cycle. So we're gonna reverse that, $250 divided by 14. That means you're gonna need about 17 cycles. Does that make sense to you guys? If each cycle is $14 and we want to get to 250, you divide 250 by 14, and that's gonna give you how many cycles. You then take those cycles and you multiply it by 100, which is going to give you the number for your week leg volume that you'll need for the month, which is 1780. And then you'll also multiply it by 200 to give you the volume you'll need on the strong leg. So this is the volume you're going to need for the entire month, okay? So that's in a month. So hypothetically, for example, 1780 and 3560. If I go to my screen right here, you'll see, I mean, I've been in this for 4 years. I have a team of this almost 700 people in the downline under me. You'll see that I'm hitting at least those numbers on a weekly basis. Right now, I'm talking about helping you guys get to it on a monthly basis. Okay, so 1780 and 3560 in a month. So what you'll do is you'll go to this screen, what you have, and you'll just add up 4 of them. And that's gonna give you roughly your month, you know, where you're aiming for the month. So let's say you wanna earn $500. Again, reverse engineering it. 500 divided by 14, which is again, what you get per cycle, means you're gonna have to get about 35 cycles. 35 times 100 means you need to get to 3570 for your team volume on the weak leg. And then if you multiply 35 by 200, that's gonna give you the stronger leg volume that you're going to need, okay? So this is essentially, and I want you guys, every single one of you, to go to your online office, and I want you guys to see where you were last month for your week volume. I'm gonna show you, and this is what your homework assignment is gonna be. I'm gonna post a recording in the team page, and I'm gonna say, okay guys, those of you who were in the call, I want you to post what your week leg volume was for last month. I'm gonna show you where you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna post it in the comments on the team page, okay? So you can find last month's week leg volume. You know where you see the Success Club tab in the middle of your Coach Online office? These tabs up here, you can switch. So if you click on Leadership Ladder, it's gonna tell you under week leg volume what your total week leg volume was for last month. So mine, for example, was 11,895. So again, just to kind of quickly show you, if you come to your online office and you go to your main screen page, which is here, this is what you guys are familiar with seeing. Just click right here, Leadership Ladder, and it's gonna show you your week leg volume. And mine is 11,000, for example. And remember, I'm showing you how to make 250 for the month, so you need to see where you are. So you should have 1780. See how far you are from 1,780 in this number to be able to be making $250 a month in residual income. If you guys are like, damn, I don't have anything, that means that this is the importance of building a team, and also, you know, and making sure that you're adding people. And that is why we build teams. That's why we recruit. That's why we help other people join our community and join what we're doing. So let's say you want to make $250 per week. It's the same idea, except now instead of having that volume in a monthly basis, you're going to have that volume per week. So you need to hit that volume per week. Does that make sense? So it's the same type of idea where you would reverse engineer. So it's going to take about 17.8 cycles. And then you're going to multiply it by 100 for the weak leg volume. That's going to give you 1780. And you're going to multiply it by 200 for the strong leg volume. And then let's say you want to make more than $250 a week. Remember, I said you max out as an Emerald coach at $250 a week. So you'll need to at least hit Ruby or Diamond to be able to make more than that on a weekly basis from Team Cycle Bonus. So let's say you wanted to make $500 per week as a Diamond. I put here just as a Diamond. You would take that 500 divided by 18, because that's how much we get per cycle as a Diamond. And that I will need 27 cycles. You'll take the 27 cycles and you'll multiply that by 100 to get to the weak leg volume, which is 2,777. Same thing, you'll multiply by 200, that'll give you the strong leg volume. That is how much, if I wanna be making $500 a week, that's how much I need to be hitting, not me, but that's how much the team needs to be producing and growing in order to be making that much. So volume needed per month as an Emerald coach so if you wanna make $250 a month, you'll need $1,785 on the weak leg, $3,571 on the strong leg. You wanna make $500 per month as an Emerald coach, you'll need $3,571 on the weak leg, $7,142 on the strong leg. If you wanna make $1,000, which you can, because that's $250 per week, you would need to have for the entire month, $7,142 and then $14,285 on the strong leg. So this is how, guys, this is why why I say that at the end of the day, the more that we grow and the more that we help as many people with any products. Again, this is why I want you guys to understand, you don't need to just be selling challenge packs. And I've seen coaches leave this opportunity because they weren't selling challenge packs and they thought they were failing. And I've seen many people leave because of that, and that was the incorrect mindset. You can help people with any of our products, and it still overall helps the team, and it's still overall helping you gain a commission, because you still get 25% commission whenever you sell anything to a customer, regardless of if it's a challenge pack or not. So what I wanted to show you guys is how our pay stubs break down and where they come in the team bonus. I took 2 of my paychecks here to show you, 2 at very different times, because like any business, there are ups and downs. There are times when we're doing well, the team is growing, the team is booming, we're doing super well, and the volume does really well, and the income potential is good. Then there are other times where there's lulls and there's ups and downs. And that is business, right? Like it's not always a steady increase. There's always going to be plateaus and hills, ups and downs. But I wanted to show you guys this because I don't think some of you guys realize how our checks are broken down. And the way that you can find this is by going into your office, going to my business, going to my commissions. If you're receiving commissions, you click on your weekly commissions, and then you click on the actual amount right here. And that's going to take you to the breakdown. Okay, so that you guys can take a look and start, just so that you guys have a good understanding. And so what this tells you, gives you exactly by breakdown. So like I said, we get retail commission. So that's 25% of anything that's sold to any customer. There's subscription commission, which is the Beachbody On Demand. We get 40% commission off of anybody who's using Beachbody On Demand every single time they renew. And then the team bonus here, 522 from, again, this is the residual income. You'll see here on a different week when we had a really high week, there was $2,412 in team residual income, right? That's a lot of money. That's good residual income. This matching bonus, so you guys are just like, what's that? The idea is that when you have people who are hitting team bonus like this, you get 10% of this. So let's say my coach, for example, if my coach on this, she would get 10% of my 522, and she'll see that in her matching bonus section. So the better that your team does, the better that you mentor and lead people, and the better that you encourage people to stick with it, to really grow themselves, grow their business, it benefits you. It really does. While it's benefiting them, while benefiting you. And then this fast start bonus is, if you sign up a coach with a challenge pack, you get a $70 fast start bonus. So in your process of signing up a coach, which I always sign up a coach with a challenge pack, there's no other alternative. I tell them they need to save up if they want to sign up. You get a $70 bonus for that as well. Okay. So this is the breakdown, and you can see how it looks, different at this, basically the fast start bonus was 110 here. So they calculate this in different ways. So as the team grows and does amazing under you, then you also benefit from the growth regardless if you personally sponsored that coach or not. Okay, so this is how you're able to learn and able to understand how you're able to, and I think it's important to understand this because understanding that all of our products have volume, and understanding that we're all working together. And so, the better Yvonne does, the better Carla does, the better Glory does, like everyone is benefit, it's like the more that we encourage each other to stick with it and to really help as many people as possible, the team really benefits. Does that make sense? And so it's helping you guys understand that. So anyway, so any questions? I hope this was helpful. I know it can be a little overwhelming, but some of you guys who've been around for a while, it may be as long as one extra thing clicked today, then that's great. Or if you're just like, wow, we have a left leg and a right leg, that's great. Like if that's all you got from it, that's fine too. Okay. But for those of you who've been around for a while, I hope you learned something a little bit new, and realizing that every single time you start looking at this and understanding how volume works, and how that's the secret of our residual. There are no dumb questions. Let's see. but is there correlation between volume and Success Club? So obviously if you're hitting, so that's a good question. So if you have coaches under you that are hitting Success Club, this has to do with the coaches under you, Kelly. So like for you, for example, if you have coaches under you who are hitting Success Club, those challenge packs that are being sold have a team volume number associated with it. Okay. So yes, that's going to help you. Now, let's say, for example, you yourself hit success, like you sell for, 3 challenge packs and to three customers. That is going to be under your customer volume. It's not going to be associated with your team volume. Does that make sense? So it is a little bit separate. It's separated in that sense that if you are the one who is doing the selling of the challenge packs to hit Success Club, it doesn't attribute to your team volume. But let's say you sign up a coach under you and they hit Success Club, you will benefit from that in volume, in team volume. So I hope that answers your question. So, but obviously it's like, so we get 20, that's where you saw that part in the check, for example, Kelly, where it was the retail commission. So if I sold those challenge packs and hit Success Club with those challenge packs, I'm going to see that in the retail commission aspect of my check, not in the team volume, not in the team bonus section. Okay. Carla, how did I do?
Excellent. I love it. I was able to understand a lot of stuff. And I'm looking at my page, trying to figure it out because my left leg is the strong one. Mm-hmm. So my right leg is really weak. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, but thank you, Steph.
But exactly. And so it gives you an idea, for example, that, and that's a good point, guys, is that what ends up happening is that sometimes one leg is stronger, and that will help you, for example, to start understanding, let's say, like now that you're a diamond, or when you hit your diamond rank, where you should be trying to put new people. Because if you have one leg that's overproducing, you're going to want to recruit more on the opposite leg to try to even out the numbers. Because again, you want your legs to be more even, because if you're not cycling, it's going to carry over and you're essentially leaving money on the table. Even though it's carrying over and it's still there, the potential, though, I'm just saying, is that you want your legs to be as even as possible. And so just kind of keeping that in mind. So Carla, what that means to tell me is that your weaker leg, you need to recruit more coaches on that side so that they will produce, so that they have the potential to produce. And then they're also, whatever they buy, if they buy in Shakeology, if they're buying Boost, that's all going to be adding to that volume on that side. And that's why, for example, guys, like I started selling the Kickstart, because the Kickstart is higher volume. And so it's a higher commission and it's a higher volume for the overall team. And I sell all of my challenge packs, and this gets more complicated, but I sell all of my challenge packs through my second business center, which happens when you become a 2-star. And that is further down in the downline. So some of you benefit from that. Every single time I'm selling under you. And so you're benefiting from that volume. Let's see. So when you said to sign up the husband, do they need to buy the challenge pack or just sign up as a coach? So Glory, it depends. It depends if you want to get the Success Club points from them. Yes, you can sign up a coach without a challenge pack. It's $40 to sign them up. Or you can now, what's nice now is that, for example, we have the challenge pack that's just Shakeology and the 3-day refresh. I don't know if you guys are familiar with just that challenge pack, which is really great for people. For example, if they have Beachbody On Demand already, all access, and you want to sign them up, we have a challenge pack that's just Shakeology and the 3-day refresh. And so I will use that to get Success Club points from someone who maybe has all access and they want to sign up as a coach. I'll say, okay, great, let's get Shakeology and the 3-day refresh. So Gloria, it's going to be up to you. If you want to get the Success Club points to help you, then I would suggest, ordering a challenge pack, and you can get the 3-day refresh and get some packets of Shakeology so that you have that in your house, or you could just sign them up for $40. But then you won't get the Success Club points. If it were me, I'd sign them up with a challenge pack. And that's what I would advise anyone who is asking me. I hate just spending $40 and not getting anything. Even though it's like paying, I think that challenge pack is $160, I think, and you get Shakeology and the 3-day refresh. So I like having that extra 3-day refresh with me and that extra Shakeology. Anything else? Any other questions? Was this helpful? Yeah? Did you guys learn something? Okay, good. So again, what I want you guys to do is I'm gonna upload this onto YouTube so I can post a recording, and then I'm gonna have you guys share what your weak leg volume was from last month. And then you guys can be more conscious now and say, oh wow, I'm really not that far off, or wow, one leg is really strong, and look at your team volume. So that you guys, I think it's important to know this too, because it gives you guys objective goals, as opposed to feeling like you're not working towards something. Like, and that's one of the main, and I'll have to do a call on like the team, on the ladder of the leadership ladder, because that's essentially why they made the leadership ladder, is so that you had numbers that you can work toward, and goals you can work towards, so that you can see, oh wow, okay, my volume is growing little by little. That's good. That's where, those are objective measures that help us feel like we're going in the right direction. And so for you guys, it's good to see, those objective measures and to see that. All right, guys. Well, everyone have an awesome, awesome night. Bye.